This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio, this is The Ramsey Show. It's where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life, your money, your purpose, your mental, emotional health, relationships. Hey, we're talking about the whole enchilada because you matter. I'm Ken Coleman, host of The Ken Coleman Show on the Ramsey Network, joined by my colleague Anthony O'Neill, who's host of The Table with Anthony O'Neill, also a part of the Ramsey Network. And we are together for you, taking your calls, your questions to help you get where you want to be. The phone number to jump in is toll-free. It's 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225 is the number. Let's start it off with Ricardo, who joins us in El Paso, Texas. Ricardo, how can we help?
Yes, sir. Hello, and thank you for having me on. I have a question regarding my priorities for my debt snowball and overall get out of debt plan. Currently, I'm $140,000 in debt. My income is $100,000 a year. I have a family of 4. I'm the only one working. Currently, I have a house that the kitchen, the remodel never got done, and it's going to be about $10,000 to repair it. And I'm just trying to prioritize everything that I got. We recently made the decision to go debt-free, and we're just trying to get a good plan of action.
Yeah. So, Ricardo, let me ask you this question.
We got a problem with Anthony's mic. We'll try to figure that out. And Ricardo, let's find out here what the debt is made of. $107,000, if I heard you correctly. Break that debt down. Anthony can still hear you, but we'll get his mic fixed here in a second. Ricardo, break down the $107,000 in debt.
No, it's actually $140,000.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You're breaking up, by the way, too. So while we're talking about me not understanding you, let's try to get that phone up to your mouth. So you got $140,000 in debt. Break that down for us. What is that made up of?
Yes, that's made out of $120,000 in real estate, basically our home, and then $125,000 in student loan debt, and the rest is credit card and medical bills.
Cool. So how much is that, Ricardo, on the other debt again? I just got my mic fixed, so I'm hearing you better.
Yeah, so basically it's about roughly around $115,000 for my home. Okay. And then it's about $25,000 in student loan debt. Okay. And then it's another about $20,000 just in medical and credit card debt.
Cool. So outside of your debt right now, we're going to take away the mortgage. All right. And so what I understand from the question is, where do I prioritize my money? Do I take care of the kitchen, or do I take care of my debt? Let me answer this question about the kitchen, my guy. Is the kitchen functionable? As far as in, is the oven working? Microwave, sink, is it functionable?
No.
Okay, so what's not functionable about the kitchen?
Basically, about 6 months ago, we decided to remodel it. So we gutted it out. And, it was just a poor choice. And we never, and now that we want to get out of debt, we're kind of looking at the whole picture as, we messed up. What do we do? Do we get the kitchen?
I got you in that, Ricardo, but what's wrong with the kitchen? Is the oven not working? Is the stove not working? Do we have a refrigerator?
Basically, there's no appliances, and there's no cabinets.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing.
Yeah, that's not a kitchen. That's a room.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing. You need a kitchen, man. Okay. You need a kitchen. Now, you don't need a laid out kitchen right now in the process of paying out your debt. But I'm going to say that you're going to continue your debt snowball as far as in paying your minimum payments on all of your debt. But you need to get your kitchen functionable and up and running. All right. So you need to get your stoves in there. You need to get, everything functionable. Now, what I'm saying functionable is you need to get your things in there so you and your family can eat and cook. Now, you may not need to go in there and put the most laid out cabinets in there, but you definitely need to go ahead and get everything situated in the kitchen so it can be used wisely. So I'm going to say your priorities are to get your kitchen up and running and functionable. Then once you do that, then you're going to come over here to your debt and you're going to attack all of your consumer debt, excluding your mortgage. All right, so you're not going to worry about your mortgage. You're just going to attack your student loans and your credit cards and all consumer debt. And you're going to line it up from smallest to largest. But Kenny has to get the kitchen,
look, here's it. Let's define that, okay? If we get the electric working, now we have outlets, and we can plug in a microwave and a fridge. We don't even have to have cabinets. I know women out there going, Ken, have you lost your mind?
Yeah.
But here's the deal. When we talk about just making it livable to where we can actually cook something, and a stove is nice.
Yeah.
But a microwave and a toaster oven, Kelly, I think that'd cover a lot of things.
You're going to need a stove. Yeah, we got to give the ladies
all right, you're
a stove.
The money guy, but I'm saying bare bones.
Yeah.
If we get the electric working and we get water running, a faucet of some type if we need that. Yeah. But you don't have to have the full cabinets and all of this stuff is all I'm getting at.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Ken. You're right.
But now, as a man who's been married 23 years, I'm doing everything I can to get that kitchen done pretty quick. Because you want to make mama happy.
And he's making good money, man. So he can literally pay that and pay all his debt and be debt-free within a matter of 2 years.
So cash flow that kitchen. And because you've already started, it looks like they kind of already broke it down. So he's got $10,000 that he's got to kind of cash flow through, and then then you put all that momentum on the rest of it. But he's in good shape with the money he's making. Mm-hmm. If we separate the mortgage, which you told him to do, he's in really, really good shape.
Really good shape, and I'm grateful that he actually called in and asked this question. Because it lets you know that he's intentional. He is determined to get there. And he's going to get there, but get the kitchen done. Because at the same time, let's be real, Ken. If your wife didn't have a kitchen and you told her we're going to pay off this debt, you may be sleeping on the couch, bro, until you get the kitchen.
Listen, and I agree with you. I think you're absolutely right. I'm just trying to help him go, hey, if we get functionality in there and now we can do something and actually live a little bit more comfortably, then mama's going to be a little bit more at ease with suffering, because it's no fun living out of crates and things of that nature. Certainly cabinets go a long way to making it livable. But the reality is, for him to realize that if he buckles down, they can knock this out. He's realized some of the things they've done in the past that they're not going to do again. Don't beat yourself up. The only thing I want to say to folks, I heard it on it, Anthony. He's beating himself up a little bit. Look, as Dave says a million times, he's got a PhD in DUMB. We've all done it. It's okay. The light is at the end of the tunnel. You got this, Ricardo. Thanks again for the call. All right, don't move. He is Anthony O'Neill. I'm Ken Coleman. This is The Ramsey Show.
Stop paying your overpriced wireless provider and switch to Pure Talk. They use the same network as the larger providers for much less. For just $30 a month, get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data with no contract. The average family saves over $70 a month by switching to Pure Talk. Just go to puretalk.com and enter the promo code Ramsey to save 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, simply smarter wireless.
Welcome back to The Ramsey Show, coming to you from our Ramsey Solutions worldwide headquarters in Nashville. Thrilled to have you with us. The phone number to jump in on the conversation about you, your life, your money, relationships, your purpose in work. We're covering it all. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by Anthony O'Neill, and that toll-free number is 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. Let's go to Charlottesville, Virginia, where Anna joins us. Anna, how can we help?
Hi. I'm entering the third year of my undergraduate career with the goal of graduating from law school debt-free. And my question is this. I have the ability to graduate in 3 years, but I'm wondering if it may be better to take a part-time senior year and leverage the resources of my university and build a stronger resume and mature a little bit, because law schools typically want older individuals anyway, and I want to get into a competitive law school.
I love this idea. Tell me a little bit more about the experience that you'd want to gather in that year.
Well, I'd like to be going as a part-time student, so I would also like to be doing an internship of some kind, working, building my resume in the workforce, but also getting some more classes under my belt and expanding on my extracurriculars while I'm there.
Sure. Well, I love this idea. And the reason I asked the question is I was curious about what you would do. I'd like to know a little bit more, because here's what I don't understand, and maybe you can help me. I don't understand how 1 year is going to make that huge of a difference as it relates to, well, law schools want someone older. I didn't really buy that as a great reason, because it's 1 year. So the difference between 22 and 23 or 23 and 24, to me, unless I'm missing something, and again, I'm not in law school admission, but I thought the idea of you getting some really great experience, maybe working for a law firm, if that's what you're talking about as an intern, I love that. But just taking 1 extra year and slowing down the education process to get another year of age, I'm not sure that's as big a deal as you think it is, but I certainly believe getting some experience, maybe working for a law firm, or specifically a lawyer, or maybe, clerking for a judge or anything like that. I think that's all wonderful and looks really good on the acceptance process. But I'm curious to know what specifically you have in mind to do besides the part-time school and taking more classes, because I don't think taking additional classes mean anything to law schools. I could be wrong.
Well, I'm kind of trying to figure out how I can make the most money to save up and graduate debt-free from law school, because I'm worried about paying for college my 4th year, because I'll be paying for a lot of my living expenses on my own, but I do have parents that will help me out financially a little bit. So I'm just trying to see maybe what's the best path forward. Would it be better to graduate and just work full-time from that point on, or try to get a better internship so I have more experience so I can have a great lineup of jobs before I enter law school?
Okay, if it's money, AO, you can weigh in here, but if it's trying to save up for law school, I think it's better to go ahead and get finished with your 4-year degree, which you need for law school, and then I'd work even if it took a couple of years to save up for law school, because law school, A, is not going anywhere. All right. And B, you're absolutely right. This is Mr. Debt-Free Degree guy here.
Yeah, man. I was about to say, I want to see you get done. Go ahead and finish it out, and then go out there and start working and grinding and start saving for school. That's what I want. Don't waste time in college trying to prolong you getting into law school. No, graduate. Get a job. If you're going to stay at home, be wise while you're at home, be stacking your money, and then get into law school as soon as you can and pay for it cash and 100% debt free.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, Anna. You got this. This is going to be fun. All right. Next is Melanie in Sacramento, California. Melanie, how can we help?
Hi, Ken. I hate my job, but my degree only allows me to do the one thing. What should I do?
Yo, I'm sorry, Ken. I ain't never heard a call like this. She started off, she didn't say, hey, Ken. She said, hey, Ken, I hate my job.
You know why? Because she knows me. Melanie knows me. That's what I do every day. I'm dealing with people that are like, I can't do this anymore.
Lord,
all right,
Jesus.
Melanie, let's dig into this.
Yes.
What is the degree field? Or the degree in? What field is the degree in that makes you feel like I can't do anything else outside of this field?
Speech-language pathology.
Speech-language pathology. All right. And I understand that's a very specific career. I get it. I get that the training for that is very specific. But when you say you don't feel you can do anything else because you have such a specific degree, are there ideas and things that you have in your head and you go, oh, there's no way they're going to take me? I want to know what you're thinking about.
Well, I tried to see is there anything else I can do with speech-language pathology, and all they do is switch the place that you work, not what you do. But I wish I knew more of what I really loved. I know I like working independently. I'm detail oriented. I'm really organized. But usually any place that has those qualifications listed, they want some sort of administrative degree or a business degree or a technology degree. And I
Not
don't
true.
have any of that.
Not true. Do you have evidence to tell me that I'm wrong on that?
Mm-mm.
You don't, Melanie.
No, I guess not.
All right, so we'll get to that in a second. Let's go back just a second. Why do you hate your job? Is it the environment, or is it that speech pathology and all that's involved there? It just sucks the life out of you. I want to know.
I don't like 90% of what I do. I don't like the content. I'm also extremely introverted, and speech pathology is people one after the other. And so at the end of the day, I'm totally drained. And at the end of the week, I'm totally exhausted.
Fascinating. Okay, this is great. Why did you think, this is a two-part question, why did you think that you would love, or that speech pathology is a thing that you should do? And then what's the 10% that you don't hate? Give me those two answers.
All right. I got the degree because I needed it out of college, and I knew I could get a job with it. And I didn't really find out the full content of what it involved until the second week of grad school.
Yeah.
And I really should have job shadowed someone. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's okay.
I know now.
All right, that makes sense. All right, now what's the 10% that you don't hate?
I don't hate the paperwork, believe it or not. And I like, to some extent, working with articulation, but which is how a person produces sound.
Yep, so here's the deal.
I find it very interesting.
I'm not surprised by that. Can I tell you why, Melanie? Because you told me and Anthony 2 minutes ago that you're very detailed and organized.
Yep.
So I'm not shocked that you go, I like the paperwork. But yet you put AO and I in a job where we got to do paperwork and we're banging our heads against the wall. Why? Because AO and I are not detailed, nor are we organized.
Nope.
But you are. So I would tell you that there's a gigantic neon blinking arrow saying, I'm really good at details. I'm really good at organization. I'll bet you love work that drives efficiency. I'll bet you love work that is systematic in nature. True or false?
True.
So you need to do that. And I've got news for you. You could go make really good money being an executive assistant, and it does not require an executive assistant degree. You have a really impressive degree. Just because it's in speech pathology doesn't mean that you can't do anything outside of speech pathology. You are organized and detailed. You'd be a great project manager. You would be a great executive assistant. You might be somebody who works really great behind the scenes, coordinating details. There's all kinds of work like that out there, Melanie. So here's the exercise for you. Here's the homework assignment. You promise me you're going to say yes and do this?
Yes.
Here we go. I want you to go look locally in your area, Sacramento, California, look at job boards. And I want you to look for everything that has the word detailed, organization, process, project manager, anything that is organizational in nature, that drives efficiency, that creates excellence. Melanie, look at those job descriptions and say, do I think I can do that? Do I have the talent to do that? Do I like doing that work? Does that work produce a result that makes me happy? And when it goes yes, ding, 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 go apply for it. You're qualified. I promise you. All right, don't move. AO, Anthony O'Neill, Ken Coleman, with you this hour on The Ramsey Show. Welcome back, America. You're listening to The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Anthony O'Neill. We're taking you through this hour. 888-825-5225. What are your questions? You got questions about money? You got questions about relationships? You got questions about your work? Stuck in a dead-end job? You want to get promoted up the ladder to get a bigger shovel? You got some. I always like to bring this up when AO sits in with me, and that's you're single. You got some relationship money stuff as a single. This guy's our resident single expert. I've been married 23 years. I know nothing.
And it's because I'm
about being single.
It's because I'm functionable.
Yes, we now know. He welcome to live radio. Sometimes we professional speakers get all excited and we take a real word and we make up a word. And you said functionable, but I told AO at our Entree Leadership Summit recently in front of 4,000 leaders, my entire talk was about systemizing talent acquisition. And a couple of times my wife said, "How many times, Kelly? You were listening." 3 or 4 times I said systematize. So, I mean, I've been there. I've done it. It just happens, and you just roll with it. Here's the good news. Everybody knows what you mean. And my wife even said to me, she goes, "I thought you might have been trying to be funny about it because you kept diving into it." So Kelly remembers that. So there you go. Thank you, Kelly, for keeping score.
But you know what, though? Here's a good thing, Ken. We have a functional couple on the debt-free stage.
We actually do. Live on the debt-free stage in the lobby is Sean and Emily here to do a debt-free scream. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Where are you guys from?
A little town called Bernie, Missouri.
Bernie, Missouri.
Yep.
Is that like Bernie as in Sanders?
Correct.
Bernie, like
Correct.
it's a name? Okay,
Yep.
very nice. And drove all the way in, I guess.
Yep. About 4 hours this morning.
Okay. Oh, cool.
That's not a bad drive.
Oh, good. That's not bad at all. All right, so tell us, how much debt did you pay off?
About $76,000.
$76,000. And how long did it take?
23 months.
23 months. And tell me your income during that time.
About 80,000.
Okay, so held steady, about 80,000.
It took a jump and then kind of back down when I actually read your book and took a new career path.
Did you really?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, we got to mention the book so people can buy it at home. The proximity principle.
proximity.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. My kids appreciate that. My wife needs a new pair of shoes. Okay, so what were you making before you jumped up to 80?
Probably about 70.
Okay, so you got okay, so good. So somewhere between 70 and 80,000 during that time.
What do you do?
I'm a youth minister now.
Really?
Yes.
What were you doing?
I was working in a factory 10 hours a day. Wasn't really happy with the job.
Yeah.
Read your book, kind of got close to some people at our church.
Wow.
Position came available, and I jumped on it.
Well, AO is a former youth minister.
Absolutely.
What do you love most about being a youth minister?
Gosh, it's the kids, man. Like just interacting with the kids and taking them on these trips and seeing them grow. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I'm a little jealous right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. The youth minister is making 70. I sure enough was not making $70,000.
We are making
Together.
Okay, yeah. We haven't gotten to Emily yet. Emily, what do you do?
I'm a second grade teacher.
Oh, good for you. That's awesome. How long have you been a teacher?
5 years.
5 years. That's so fun. Favorite thing about being a second grade teacher is?
Oh, it's just every day is a different day. I never know what I'm going to get into when I go to work every day.
Isn't that the truth?
And the kids. I just love them.
The kiddos. I love it. Okay, tell us about the debt. What kind of debt was it?
a little bit of everything: student loans, credit card, medical debt,
Cars.
but 2 cars.
2 cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And so, what was the turning point? What happened 23 months ago where you guys decided this is done? We're getting after it.
Well, actually, I think our story kind of starts about 4 years ago. We were attending church, and they showed a promo for Financial Peace University, and it kind of caught my attention, and I was like, well, okay, I don't really need this guy to tell me how to manage my money. So I was like, but I thought the $1,000 emergency fund sounded really good, so I did that. And
hold on a second. You're telling me you saw Dave and you're like, this guy. I don't need this guy, but I do like what he's saying.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fun.
I said the same thing when I first met him.
And then about 2 years ago, our daughter was actually hospitalized, and she wound up having to get air evac'd. And when we got home, we had about a $5,000 deductible. Then when we got back home, we wound up getting a bill in the mail for $67,000 for the air evac, where they had billed insurance, but insurance had denied it. So that was kind of a little bit of a scary moment for us, and kind of showed us, okay, we need to get our stuff together. And wound up resubmitting the insurance to the insurance claim, and they wound up accepting it, but it kind of opened our eyes.
Yes. Boy, that really scared you.
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So over the last 23 months, $76,000 is what you had to pay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but y'all were making about 70. So that means y'all were like on a mission.
Pretty much, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that journey. Like, how did y'all do that in less than 2 years? I mean, y'all were living on half of your income.
Well, it started out, I think, I sold one of my vehicles.
Okay.
So I was driving a brand new Jeep, and I had about $10,000 in equity in it. So I sold it, took that $10,000 and put it on the student loans.
Wow.
And knocked 2 really big debts off right off the bat. So
Right off the bat. Okay.
Kind of started that debt snowball. And
Our budget, sticking to our budget, has helped tremendously.
Yeah.
Cutting out the things that we don't really need.
Yeah.
What were some of the things you had to cut out?
everything.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Like we have an internet bill and that's about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
What
there's
about
no-
meals? Because you got 2 littles over there. So what kind of meal situation? What was that like?
We had a strict budget and definitely meal planned. We meal planned for like a month and, used as much as we could for each meal and just tried to budget all that out.
Yeah. Is there a meal that you're sick of now that you'll never eat again?
Probably spaghetti. He loves spaghetti before this. Now it's a no-go.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I can see the pain on your face. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that.
What was the hardest thing? Like, what was your friends looking at you, your family? Like, what was the hardest thing to do over these 23 months?
I think just stay content with what we have throughout it. It's hard whenever you see everybody else going and buying new vehicles and things like that, and I'm selling my vehicle to pay off debt, and so that was pretty hard.
Yeah.
Who are your biggest cheerleaders in this process?
I've got an aunt and uncle up in St. Louis, and they were pretty big cheerleaders.
Yeah.
I love it.
In our church family, a lot of people, we took this class at church, and so it was fun to talk to people that we had taken the class with and say, this is where we're at, and so that was a lot of help with it too.
Yeah. So before we get to the debt-free scream, because we definitely want to hear this before we go to break, what's next? You made these sacrifices. Y'all, people questioned you. You sold your Jeep so you can be a debt-free family. But I just got to ask. I mean, what's the good thing that's coming next that's going to put a smile on y'all's face?
The mortgage.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Watch out.
Brother man said we're going to pay off some more debt.
How much you got left?
30.
$30,000 left.
$1,000?
Yeah.
Wow. What's your payoff date?
Yeah.
I'm looking at maybe next summer.
Heck yeah.
Unbelievable.
What?
Wow.
We have a small house.
Yeah.
That's okay.
We're content though.
Yeah, but it's about to be paid for.
Yeah.
And then that's a whole new strategy now.
Never downplay the size of the house.
Yeah. That's
about
awesome.
to be a free house. Not a free house, debt-free house.
All right, real quick, encourage those who are early on in the journey or they're considering taking the journey. What would you tell them now at the end of your journey?
It's worth it.
Yeah. I would tell them to, if they start it, be patient. It's okay to be different.
Yep.
Be content. We've really relied on God, and He's really worked on us to be content with what we have.
I love it.
It's,
All right.
it's more about that than us.
Absolutely. It is about these 2 littles right here. Let's get them in there. Eleanor and Ezra. We've got some help. We're going to bring them in here. I assume that Eleanor's practiced the debt-free scream a little bit.
Yeah, she's a little shy. So
Okay, that's
nervous.
okay. All right, let's do this. We ready, family? There she is. And Ezra's there with Mom, so here we go. All right. So we've got Sean and Emily from Cape Girardeau, Missouri. They paid off $76,000 in 23 months, making $70,000 to $80,000. Let's hear your debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free! Hands in the air. She did it. Way to go, Sean, Emily, Eleanor, and Ezra. That's what it's all about. Beautiful young family. Debt-free. Oh, yes. All right, don't move. More of your calls coming up. This is The Ramsey Show. The Ramsey Show continues from our Ramsey Solutions headquarters in Nashville. Thrilled to have you with us. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague Anthony O'Neill, and we're taking your questions. What you got out there? You're struggling with the money questions of life. You're struggling with maybe some relationship stuff. Maybe you're struggling on the job. You got a tough leadership situation, maybe a little toxic environment, bored in a job, needing more money. You're single and got some money questions and some unique situations there. Anthony O'Neill is our resident single expert. And, of course, as the married guy, I always love to hear what he's going to say. And it's always a great fun. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, let me just talk to you for just a brief second. You know it sucks. At the end of the month, you're barely covering all the bills, and you're never getting ahead. Feel like you're just stuck. You don't have to live like this. We want you to stop going in circles, start making progress. And that's why we want to tell you about Ramsey Plus. This membership will show you how to make the changes you need to get the results you want with your money. Why? Because Ramsey Plus gives you complete access to our best online money courses like Financial Peace University and Know Yourself, Know Your Money. These are tools that make sense and can help you immediately. So get out of the cycle, start making real progress, jump in for a free trial of Ramsey Plus today. Text the word trial to 33789. Text the word trial to 33789. Raleigh, North Carolina is where we go next. Nate joins us there. Nate, how can we help?
Hi, Ken. Hi, Anthony. Love you guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, I'll try to be brief and respect your time. I'm a 35-year-old military service member. I'm married. We have 6 kids. We have $253,000 in debt, not counting a house. We make close to $150,000 a year. And we just finished baby step 1 after I took on a second job trying to get the plane up into the air, like Dave would say, and, get a head start on baby step 1. Now we're in baby step 2. We started doing a monthly budget and allocation spending plan according to the total money makeover forms. My wife is the free-spirited one, and I've took the Financial Peace University a couple of years ago too, and I've tried to show her the way. It's taken up until now, until she finally sat down with me over the past month, weekends in a row, going over the allocation spending plan. The point is, every time we're going over the allocation spending plan and budget, she's of the one of the mind with, we still got to do vacations. She just loves the vacations, wants to take the family on vacations. And I understand that. And I'm the one who is like, well, we can take vacations, but we got to stick to a really tight budget. And we're living beyond our means.
Nah, man, you got $253,000 in debt. You can't take not even no cheap vacation.
Yeah, I know.
Staycation.
I've seen the article from Dave. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, listen. Let's talk about the $253,000 real quick. Break it down for AO. What that's made of.
What it's made of?
Yeah, the $253,000.
About total of 14 items. One is definitely a timeshare I've been listening to you guys talk about, and Dave. One is 3 of them are student loans, 2 cars.
What kind of cars?
Several credit cards. I got a 2021 Nissan Titan Pro 4X. My wife has a 2020 Nissan Murano.
Okay, what are the cars worth? Let's start with yours.
Mine is worth
Blue Book. Kelly Blue Book
around,
today.
Yes, around $50,000.
50?
How much you owe?
Right, 50.
How much do you owe on it?
$10,000 more.
Goodness gracious! What about your wife's? I'm guessing it's the same situation. How much is hers worth?
The Murano, hers is worth $40,000.
How much do you owe on it?
I think also $5 or $10 grand more.
Wait. Are these 2020s and 2021?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that Kelly Blue Book value is accurate. Are you sure that's accurate?
How did you pay off 40 grand, almost 60, 70 grand in cars in less than a year?
We traded in cars before, so it was rolled over. These are rollover cars.
Rollover cars.
Okay.
All right. So pretty much what we have right here is if the Kelley Blue Book is right, I'm seeing about 60 grand in equity, and you're $253,000 in debt right now.
No, they're upside down in these.
I thought he said he owed.
No, we're upside down. Yeah,
No,
I'm sorry.
he owes
Yeah.
10 more than
No,
it's
I'm saying,
worth.
like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
I'm
maybe
sorry.
the Kelley Blue Book is right. I shouldn't be so glib about that, but they're upside down in these cars.
Yeah, okay.
But this is a marriage. We've got some big time marriage issues, man.
Yeah.
You're calling out like, well, my wife doesn't want to agree with me, but we got a 2021 that either you all of a sudden saw the light or she talked you into this. So you're buying, I understand what you're rolling these cars over, but man, this has to stop. And you guys, this is a marriage issue.
Uh-oh.
I think you
Right.
guys need counseling.
Right.
Ooh.
I think you need counseling
Yep,
because
that's-
it is the
That's
counseling.
my next step. Yeah.
Yeah, that to me is step one, because it doesn't seem like you guys are fighting and throwing pans and pots at each other. Is that true?
No.
But
I mean, we yesterday listening to Dave talk with Colton from Iowa City about the same subject. Yeah, I mean, we're fighting, over the same way as anybody who's first starting out with the month-to-month budgeting. The first few months are going to be painful, like you said, like Dave said yesterday. So that's what we're going through. So
let me talk to the money side of things, because I agree with Ken. And here's the thing with the money. Not married. I'm a single man. And so I do not want to give marriage advice. But one of the things on the money side that I can give advice to a married couple or a single person is that there has to be a clear vision for the future. Where are we going, babe? What do we qualify and call success for our marriage, for our family on the financial side of things? Is that so we can have financial freedom, so we can build our dream home, so we can take these dream vacations, so we can pass down wealth and legacy to our kids? And if that is the case, $253,000 in debt, which half of it are in cars. Okay.
Yep, half is in cars. Yeah.
So immediately, I think when you go to counseling, the argument is not about money. Money comes next. We need to get a clear vision of what do we want, where are we going. When we get that clear vision, all the other stuff is going to be an easy conversation, because now it becomes, all right, does this take us to our vision or does it take us away from our vision? So that's one thing I would do. Second thing, from a practical tip, get rid of these daggone cars.
Yes.
You need to sell them, and this means that if you have to go take out a loan for $20,000 to cover the differences, you just went from about $110,000 down to $20,000 right there.
Yeah, that's huge. But your wife's got to be on board with this, is the point. Or else, you see what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't know if you're in a position where if she's going to agree with you to do this. Yeah, I mean, Ayo's right. You can make some major headway by selling these cars. And by the way, now's the time to do it, because the market for used cars is at an all-time high, but I would do it soon. But could you go talk to her tonight? I mean, let's be straight up with each other. Could you go in after this phone call and go, hey, I'm selling both these cars, or is she going to fight you on this?
No, I can't. I can't even sell my truck because I'm stuck with it. I have a camper, so I need the truck to pull it.
You got a camper for what? The family?
Yes.
You living in it?
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
I'm living in
dude,
it.
get rid of the
Sell
truck.
the camper too.
Sell the camper too. Well, you made a mistake telling us that. Dude.
The camper is cheaper to live out of right now in the Maryland area.
Man, listen, man.
But you just told me you weren't
we're
living
going
in
to
it.
break, man. You making excuses. I don't think it's just your wife. It's him too.
Oh, absolutely right. Well, yeah, you can't tell us on one hand you're not living in the camper and then say it's cheaper to live in.
Come on, man.
Hey, listen, this ain't easy. You keep listening to the show, and then at one point you're going to decide it's time.
Yeah.
Ayo's done.
I'm done. I hit mute.
He's done.
I hung up on him.
He hung up. He's had it.
I'm sorry,
All right.
Ken.
Yeah, no apologies. Hey, he is Ayo. I'm Ken Coleman. I want to thank you, America, for listening. This has been fun, and this is The Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, this is James, senior producer for The Ramsey Show. Did you know over 18 million people listen to The Ramsey Show every week? And a lot of those people listen on one of our 600 plus radio stations across the country. To find a station near you, head to theramseyshow.com.
This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio. This is The Ramsey Show. It's where America hangs out to have a conversation about life. I'm Ken Coleman, host of The Ken Coleman Show on the Ramsey Network, joined by my colleague Anthony O'Neill, host of The Table with Anthony O'Neill on the Ramsey Network as well. And as Ramsey personalities, we are your hosts this hour. 888-825-5225, 888-825-5225. What's your question? You need just to talk. You need some tactical advice, whether it be on money, your work, your relationships, whatever it is, we are here for you. It is a free phone call, 888-825-5225. Let's start it off this hour in Fort Worth, Texas, where Asa joins us. Asa, how can we help?
Hey, guys. Anthony and Ken, thanks for taking my call.
You bet. What's up?
Not too much. Just living life, just trying to get things figured out.
Mm-hmm.
So about a year ago, I started at the beginning of 2019. I was actually waiting tables, making less than $25 a year. And by the grace of God, I ended up getting into a previous job I had. They called me back, and I ended up getting the job back. So I went from making below 25 a year to around 52.
Okay.
So, it's just a lot of increase, and it's been super awesome. So immediately, as soon as I got the pay increase, I just started hitting it hard. I mean, paying off debts that I never had the chance to address. And, my wife and I collectively last year, between the two of us, paid off all our credit cards. Just paid the last one this past week, actually. So about $17,000 in credit cards and mixed up other debts that we had. Right now, though, my wife and I ended up buying 2 cars back in 2019. I've got a 2019 Altima, she's a 2019 Jeep. And so not the best ideas back then, but desperate times. And, we just I really needed a car at the time to keep working. So right now what we're facing is the situation of we had a personal loan because she had consolidated. So we had about $24,000 right now. We just restructured that loan because it was killing her. It's like 24% interest rate, and we just got it down to 7%. Shocking, I know. But we got that restructured recently, which is great because now we can pay it down together. My question is, though, I still owe about $26,000 on my car. Kelly Blue Book says it's around $20,000 worth if I sell it private. And she has her car, which is about $24,000. And I literally just brought it up today with her because I was watching Anthony's 10 Things Not to Do With Your Money on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And I kind of caught that idea in my head. It's like, what if I were to sell my car, try to get as close to breaking even as possible, and then maybe just turn around and get a $5,000, $8,000 car and just see if we can try to work it down from there. Yeah. And just, I was trying to get some advice because she's totally against me selling my car right now. Like, she's totally against it. And I was like, just think about it. There's don't just look at it from, hey, we need 2 cars. Look at it from what's the possibilities for the long term, because I don't want to, I don't want to be in debt the rest of my life. I really want to retire before I hit 45, but, got to have goals. But I'm just trying to see, what is a good way I can try to address this with her and show her the positives of, maybe not just, selling a car just to not have another car, but downsizing in the debt amount.
It's such a great question, and I really want Ken to come in and talk about this from a husband perspective, because I really try to make sure that I'm careful and not giving marriage advice, because I'm not married. But there is a level of, again, being clear on the ultimate vision. Like, babe, where are we going? Do we want financial freedom? And if we want financial freedom, then there's going to be some things that we have to do that we will not like to get there. Hence, one of the things will be selling the car. Total debt. What's the total amount of debt you have excluding your mortgage, bro? Real quick.
So without the mortgage, I calculated both of our cars plus the loan that we just restructured. It's about $74,000.
Okay, and then what's your total household income again?
We're right now with my income going up for about 130, I believe, 130.
130K. Cool. So with this kind of income, $74,000 in debt, if you all really follow what we teach here in the 7 baby steps, you could be debt free within the next 2.5 years. Because of that, right? If you cannot pay off your car within 2 years, because your cars combined are not above your household income, 50% of your household income. So I can rock with it. But where you get the ding is, you should be able to pay it off within 2 years. So I'm in line with you of selling the cars and buying a cash car. Do you have anything in savings right now?
Not yet. Literally, just everything we've had so far has just been going towards paying off the debt. Like,
okay.
we just paid off the last credit card. So right now it is building up the savings I've had. Like,
do you have $1,000 in your account though?
Not yet. We're just about to get started on that. She's been reading the Total Money Makeover. I haven't read it yet. I've just been watching y'all's videos. Yeah. So that's been inspiring.
And great. Man, I appreciate that. I want you to watch our videos. But real quick, $1,000 is baby step number 1. And then after that, you go into baby step number 2 and you start paying off all debt using the debt snowball. Then you go into a fully funded emergency fund. So I want you all to not stop, but pause putting extra money towards your debt. And I want you to put $1,000 in your emergency fund, because it's not a matter of if something within the next 90 days, something possibly will come up, man. Let's be honest. And so I want you to have at least a cushion to where you can pull from rather than having to go into debt. But Ken, how does he have this conversation with his wife as a husband? Because I'm a little immature in that area. Because when I hear people say that, I just want to tell my wife, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's a single man talking who has no experience with this. The question I have, Asa, is this: when you said a moment ago that your wife doesn't want you to sell your car, let's be real specific. Is she like jumping up and down telling you you're an idiot or a moron or threatening you or blah, 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 blah? Or is she just shared an opinion? She was like, I don't think you should do that. Give me the level.
So we're pretty level-headed. So she's definitely giving me, she's not like over top crazy about it. She's just like giving her opinion.
Right.
Because she doesn't want to be without 2 cars for a while.
I get it. But I'm not accusing you of this, but I'm telling you that I've been here before as a married man. Sometimes Stacy may just make an offhanded opinion, and I'll use it as an excuse not to do something I know I should do. And she's not telling me not to do it. She's not even telling me she disagrees. Sometimes we make excuses because it's like, well, I want to do this, but gosh, this will be uncomfortable. But because of one conversation, Asa, my wife said, I don't know how smart that is because we need to. Oh, you're laughing. That means, Asa, I might be on the mark. Yes or no? Come on, man.
Sort of like, yeah, because, honestly, like with everything, just throwing everything at our guests recently, like I didn't realize how much it was hurting her personally because she likes to go out and do things. And
I get it, but that's an excuse.
I wasn't very emotional about it.
I get it. So here's the deal. You just admitted it. That's a long way of saying you're right, Ken. Here's the deal. Sell that car. Go get something cheap. That's going to take a tremendous amount of debt off. Do exactly what AO said, but sell the car, man. Sell the car. You can always get a nicer car later. But we make excuses sometimes. Yeah. Because we don't want to do it.
Yeah.
We say we want to do it, but we don't really want to do it. And so we'll use somebody else's opinion as an excuse. And that's not fair to them, and that's not the right thing to do. Work the baby steps. You guys are just now getting into this. They work. Don't stop doing them. They always work every time when people commit to them and finish the baby steps. This is The Ramsey Show.
Life is full of firsts. As the first and longest-serving Christian health cost-sharing ministry, CHM has shared medical expenses for its members since 1981. We believe you should have the freedom to focus on your health while being supported by a community of believers, giving you the opportunity to create many more firsts.
Ramsey Show continues from our Ramsey Solutions studios in Nashville. And Anthony O'Neill, Ken Coleman with you for this hour. It is a free call. 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. Let's go to Richmond, Virginia, where Austin joins us. Austin, how can we help?
Anthony, Ken, it's a pleasure to talk to you guys. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Hey, so I'll give you a little bit of background. I am 100% debt free. My fiance, she's still in school. She has a little bit of debt. She has about $2,000 on credit cards, $7,000 on student loans. But she's graduating in December, and she has school paid for. Her mother works for a university, so she gets free tuition. So we are pretty much both on the same page with as far as debt. I know I am. I do not like debt. No debt, like you guys say. She is almost on the same page. She's a little more tolerant than I am. But I guess the big question is we're planning our wedding right now, and we have a strict $10,000 budget, and she is starting to get a little, iffy about the budget the closer we get. At first she was like, oh man, yeah. But now she's, we're starting to make some real decisions. She's going out wedding dress shopping, and, we have a certain amount budgeted for her wedding dress. And I guess she's kind of scared, and she's like, oh no, I don't know what wedding dress I'm going to get. So I guess the real question is, and it's starting to cause a little bit of problem in our relationship. So I guess the question I'll boil it down to is compromising on the budget for the wedding okay for the happiness of the relationship?
Let me answer this question, Austin. Do you have any room to compromise on the budget?
Maybe a little bit. I'm trying to.
No, seriously. Do you have any room to where you can go up and give like an extra couple of $1,000? Comfortably, to where it's not going to hurt you all's future. You're not robbing from your emergency fund. Like can you maneuver some things around for the sake of this wedding? It's a simple yes or no question.
Yeah, yes, I can.
And how much more is that? Honestly,
probably about maybe I could maybe throw $1,000 on there or so, but I don't know, where it stops. If I compromise on the dress, do I have to compromise on something else? And I don't know whether to give into it.
I don't think, and can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think you tell her what to do. I think you tell her, hey, babe, we agreed on a $10,000 budget. I hear you. I want this day to be absolutely amazing for you. So I went back to the budget. I can squeeze out another $1,000. I don't know what you can squeeze out, but the key thing here is we're not going to rack up any debt. And we may not have everything we have, but you can choose how you want to spend $11,000 and let her choose what she's going to compromise on. But I think as a man, you are showing her that I'm trying to make this the best way possible, but that also I want you to see that I'm trying to be a good steward with the financial resources.
Right.
And then you put it back on her to be like, all right, I'm going to go buy a $3,000 dress, but then I may bend over here and go from there.
What is specifically, you guys have talked about this, is there a specific number in her mind or a specific item? And will the $1,000, I love how AO walked you through this, that was beautiful, is that going to solve it? It doesn't sound like it does to me, like it solves it, because you're like, well, what happens when she comes back for $1,000 more? That's the way you basically reply to that. So that leads me to believe there's been a couple of conversations, and I want to know what specifically is going on here. How much more are we talking about? Where does she want more money?
I don't know. We have pretty much everything set. We have the venue and the caterer. I think she's kind of just afraid of the unknown. She's afraid that she'll try on a $3,000-$4,000 dress and fall in love with it, and then be able to get it because I guess we're restricted to the budget.
Okay, so okay, this is great. That's what I wanted to know. Okay. If you gave $1,000 more, because that's your limit, would that get her to where she would be able to afford the $3,000 dress?
Maybe, but she hasn't gone wedding dress shopping yet.
That's
so
my whole point. Hey, she needs to go shopping first and start looking at stuff and getting a range of stuff. Let me tell you something. AO and I both love clothes, okay? No shame on our game. We like a nice suit, both of us. We come from the church world. AO, we like custom suits. We've done that before, nice suits. But here's the deal. I go look at stuff and look at materials and look and shop, and then I start pricing. And then when I start pricing, I start going, oh, I can get this level of a suit for this. I can get this level for this. And if I don't want to spend this, what do? I start changing the material that I might. She needs to go dress shopping. This conversation doesn't go any further until she goes dress shopping and she starts looking at what she likes and what she would feel beautiful in, and let's put some real pricing out there. Otherwise, this conversation doesn't happen anymore.
Well, let's add to this, Ken. Okay, because if you tell a woman to go dress shopping and then let's talk about the budget, she gonna look. All the ladies out there looking at me like, I know where Anthony's going. She gonna find a $10,000 dress and come back.
No, she's not gonna do that.
Yes, she will.
No,
come on now. So this is my suggestion. I think y'all need to come up with it. Hey, babe, you can spend $3,000 on your dress. Now go find a dress that you like within that budget.
Me, I'm assuming, Austin, and I appreciate that, AO, but for everybody who thinks I'm tone deaf, she's already said to you, I'm scared I'm going to try on a $3,000 or $4,000 dress. I'm going to have it. She knows what it costs, but she needs to go out there and start trying some stuff on, is my point.
Yeah, but you can go on Amazon and get a dress for $500.
But she's not going to. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
I mean, look.
I'm just saying you can find a dress in any budget, Ken. I'm just saying I think for her, was what I feel as if this younger generation hears from their peers. Oh, you're going to spend about $5,000-$6,000 on the dress of your life, and you're only going to wear it one day. Why spend $5,000 on the dress? You're only going to wear it one day. That's my thing.
It's all relative.
It really is.
All of this is relative, but
and that's probably why I'm still single, because I ain't.
Yeah, you're all carrying on with confidence about wedding dresses. I'm over here going, man, I've been there, done that. Okay, I've already been through all this. I like how you walked him up to the point of going, look, here we are. This is our first major money discussion. We're about ready to get married,
right?
And money is the biggest. Money and kids, and I'd throw faith in there. Those are your big tension points in marriage, right?
Yeah, that's good.
And if he's saying, I can only go 1,000 more, I thought that was great that you walked him up to that. And I would say to that young man, you can make more money. Go ahead and kick in $1,000. But they also need to actually go dress shopping. And she might think $3,000 or $4,000 is her lane. She might see something for $2,000. I don't know. I haven't checked wedding dress prices. I've been married 23 years. I don't have a clue. Okay. But what I'm saying is that they've got to get to a level of true understanding here. Yeah. I need to understand you. You need to understand me. Mm-hmm. Let's figure out what really, really matters here. I want you to feel beautiful. I want you to look beautiful. I understand this is a big day. I'm excited about it. But we got to go see what's out there and not just assume that, well, I'm going to need more money because I've started looking into it. That's what this is a moment for this young couple. They got to really figure this out.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be, last thing you want is her in the back room of the church crying because she didn't get the dress she wants.
Ah, man, I want to say something right there, but I can't.
That's probably a good idea. I don't even know where you're going, but that's probably a really good idea. Let's change gears. Hey, the housing market is hot right now. I mean, it's crazy white hot. And your house could be worth a lot more today than it was when you bought it. This means your old insurance policy might not give you enough coverage anymore either. So what's the point of paying for insurance that won't swing the cost to repair or rebuild your home? Now, some policies will automatically raise your coverage to cover rising home prices, but not all of them. So we want you to check out our friends that are endorsed local providers. These independent agents will compare multiple policies to find the best coverage for your home and your budget. Text the word HOME to 33789 and talk with a trusted insurance pro. Text the word HOME to 33789 to make sure you have the right coverage. This is The Ramsey Show. to The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, Ramsey personality, joined by my colleague and Ramsey personality, Anthony O'Neill, and we're here taking your questions. 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. Let's go to Elijah in Kansas City, Kansas. Elijah, how can we help?
Hello. I'm
Hello.
wondering if I should buy a truck this year or next year with the amount of money that I make.
Okay, how much money do you make?
I'm just 16, just started working this summer for my dad's company. I should start making probably $5,000 to $7,000 just this summer, and then hopefully the same next summer.
Nice.
And then I have some in savings too.
How much do you have in savings already?
I have $2,000 in savings.
Okay, cool. What are your parents saying? What when you talk to your parents, what are they advising you to do?
Because we have a van, use that car as much as I can until so I can save up more and more.
Okay. And so save up to go buy another car or save up to have this money go towards your college experience?
I don't know if I want to go to college.
Oh, okay.
What kind of truck are you thinking about, price-wise?
Well, I'm thinking about a truck, or I want something that'll pull a trailer.
Why do you need to pull a trailer?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you have a trailer, or what trailer are you pulling? What for?
What's on the side? I mow yards on the side, too.
Nice. So the trailer's got the lawnmowers and everything on it.
I love it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so again, what's the price point? Have you done any research on a truck that, again, this isn't a massive trailer, so, what kind of truck are we talking about? Price, so again, what's that price you're looking at?
Probably $10,000 to $15,000
for a truck, man.
Yeah, trucks are expensive, man. I'm looking at them.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. He can't find something around 5 and 7.
Didn't say that. I'm just saying. I'm not surprised that it's 10 to 15. I mean, anything less than 10, you're going to be crazy high miles, pretty old. Is that right, Elijah?
Yeah, I want something that'll last me a couple, 5 to 10 years.
I would do a little bit more research. I mean, for a 16-year-old, I'm comfortable with you spending in between $5,000 and $7,000 on your first car. If your parents want to chip in the other $3,000 to get you over to 10, I'm okay with that. But for you, I want to see you right around $5,000, max $7,000 on your first vehicle, and I think you can be there by the end of this summer. I definitely understand about the van and not being able to pull it as much with for your cutting grass. But I agree with your parents. I would try and use his van as much as I possibly can to save up on money, and then once I come up with the $5,000 to $7,000, if mom and dad want to match you to help you get to a little bit more better car with less miles, I'm cool with that. But for you, no more than 5.
And don't get completely married to a truck too, because there are some SUVs that you got a V8 in them, V6, have plenty of juice to be able to pull a trailer. So it doesn't have to be a truck. I get it. You're in the landscaping business, cutting lawns. Everybody feels like they need a truck. I get it. My kid wants a truck right now. I'll tell you what, man, listen, trucks hold their value.
Your oldest? Mm-hmm. Well, let me talk to him. I'll change his mind.
What are you going to talk him into? I'm
going to tell him no.
But this is fantastic. Well, have you ever dinner tonight? I didn't realize my parenting issues were as simple as getting AO to talk to him.
I'm gonna tell him no.
Yeah, I get you. All right. 888-825-5225 is the number. Crystal's next in Chicago, Illinois. Crystal, how can we help?
Hi, Ken. Hi, Anthony.
Hi.
Hope you guys are doing well.
Yeah, we are. What's going on?
So I'm calling because I just received a new job offer. It's doing something that I believe I will actually really enjoy and kind of aligning with my talents and passion.
Nice.
But I am terrified because the initial start of the position would require me to take a pay cut for potentially 8 weeks.
Okay.
But the earning potential after that is pretty limitless.
Wow.
And so I'm nervous about accepting the offer. I don't want to, leave my job because it's more of a secure position right now. And so I just don't know what to do.
Sure you do.
Someone to help me kind of talk it through.
Oh, yeah. So this is a simple exercise. This is head and heart in a wrestling match. That's all this is. And you just said, because you know. Your heart,
Exactly.
let me take a guess. Your heart is saying take the new job because it's something that's in your sweet spot, as I teach, where you use your talent, what you do best, to do work you love, your passion, to accomplish results that matter to you, mission. And, oh, by the way, it's limitless income. So there's that on top of the whole sweet spot thing. So your heart's going, take the new thing, but your brain's going, that's not smart. It's risky.
Right.
We got a stable job with great benefits. Probably sounds annoying like that voice too, huh?
Right, exactly.
So I tell people to follow their heart. And let's just walk through why we need to get our brain connected to the heart. Can you absorb?
Okay.
Can you absorb, or another word is, can you manage through an 8-week, which is 2 months, pay cut?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think writing it all down, putting it down on paper. So just to preface.
Yep.
My husband and I are on baby step 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we're almost out of baby step 2. We have about $20,000 more to pay off. We've done really well so far. And so
yes,
I just keep thinking that would obviously push us back, those 2 months, maybe 3 months, depending.
Yep.
And we've built so much momentum. So that's why I think I'm nervous. But if we just hunker down even more,
yes.
I mean, I think it's definitely doable.
It is doable.
But again, it's just who I am. I have that scarcity mindset, so I'm nervous about it.
Yes, but don't beat yourself up. That's human. That's normal. I get it, especially when you're in the middle of paying off debt and you're in baby step 2, which this is really great, AO, because we get a lot of people that listen to the Ramsey Show that'll come over to our shows.
Yeah.
And they'll come over to the Ken Coleman Show and they go, well, Ken's trying to help people discover their dream job and make it a reality, but I can't even think about the dream job. I can't even think about making progress in my career when I'm on baby step 2, and that is absolutely categorically false.
I agree.
And Crystal, you're the proof of it. So here's the deal. You and the hub sit down on paper. We adjust our budget just like we've taught you to do when any other life situation happens. And we adjust the budget for 8 weeks, maybe 9 weeks, maybe 12 weeks. We adjust the budget for the new job. And the reason we do that and we hunker down is because it is this move that is not only going to be on purpose for you, doing something in your sweet spot, what you were born to do, and you're going to love it, and you're going to work harder, you're going to make more money. That means we're going to actually get out of debt, get the emergency fund, the 15% retirement. We're going to slide right beautifully into baby steps 4, 5, and 6 way faster because of this job. Is that a true statement or a false statement?
That's true.
Then that's what we focus on. And we sit down and we go, this is a short-term step back in salary for a short-term increase. Like, it's not long-term. We're not doing this for 8 years. We're doing it for 8 weeks, 2 months, maybe 3 months. Do you believe that you can crush this job?
Oh, certainly.
That's my girl right there.
Definitely.
Did you hear that,
Yeah.
AO? She said, oh,
easy.
Certainly.
Easy.
So you and the hub start thinking about all that increase financially and how that gets us through baby step 3, baby step 2 and 3 faster. Bigger shovel. You ever heard Dave talk about the bigger shovel?
Yes.
You just got yourself a bigger shovel by getting promoted. You just promoted yourself. Crystal, now are your head and heart aligned?
Yeah, definitely.
Because here's the deal. It's natural to be afraid. Well, we must call the fear out, and we must ask, AO, is fear telling me the truth?
So good.
Well, let me tell you this. If I get up to the edge of a cliff and fall over, or I get to the edge of the cliff and fear says, if you fall over, you're going to die, fear's telling me the truth. But if fear's saying, you can't win in your sweet spot, you can't make that money, you can't do that job that you got the talent for, fear's lying to me. In this case, Crystal, fear's lying to you. Trust your heart. We got on paper how we're going to do this. Now the head needs to shut up and listen to the heart. Walk forward. You guys are going to be debt-free before you know it and rolling through the baby steps. And the best part, you're going to be doing work you love, making the contribution that you deeply want to make. Way to go, Crystal.
I love it.
This is The Ramsey Show. welcome back, America. This is The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Anthony O'Neill, and we are taking your calls this hour. What do you need to talk about? You want to talk about your money? You want to talk about relationships? You want to talk about your work? Oh, how about that last call? That's always fun. We got somebody going, should I take a temporary pay cut to make more money in the short term? Love those questions. Do you love the job? Listen, the big shovel stuff, you want to know how to make more money to get out of debt and do work you love? I'm your guy. That's what I do for Ramsey Solutions, so we'd love to have you jump in. 888-825-5225 is the phone number. Let's go to Grand Rapids, Michigan, where Michelle is on the line. Michelle, how can we help?
Hi, guys. I actually have a great question for Anthony. I've been trying to call in when he's been on.
Great.
So I have 2 student loans that were from a private lender, and they are now in collections. And I make like the minimum payment monthly for them, which doesn't even cover the interest. And I just don't know, do I continue to pay that monthly amount, or do I hold off and try and get a big lump sum so I can offer that to them? I just don't know where to go with it.
So let me ask you this question. Are these the only 2 debt items that you have? Like, what other debt do you have?
They are not.
Okay.
I have, I'm normal, I guess.
Okay.
So I have some credit card debt, some medical bills, and a vehicle.
What's your total income right now?
Our household income is about $85,000.
Okay, $85K. All right, sounds good. And so if you had to run this is a ballpark, what would you say? How much debt do you totally have, including the 2 collection items that you just said with student loans?
Including the student loans, I have about $100,000.
Okay, $100,000. Are you married?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's you and your husband. Does that $100,000 include his debt as well?
Yeah.
Okay, and $85,000
But
of
not
income.
our house.
How much is your household income? Is it 85?
That's our house. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So here's the thing. How you pay off your debt, Michelle, is not going to change. All right, you're going to pay all your debt from smallest to largest. You're going to line it all up, and you're going to make the minimum payments on all of them, and then attack the first one. Now, when you get to the student loan ones, private loans, yes, if you are there in the collections item, I will go ahead and ask what's the best you could take on it. Now, here's the thing. Student loans are going to be hard to get settlements. I mean, they're especially federal ones. Sometimes private will move a little quicker on them. But I would definitely say it could be a little hard. I'm just going to be real with you. But if you call them and say, hey, I only can give you, for an example, if it's $5,000, I only can give you $3,000. You can stick to it. But in the meantime, you just got to pay it. And I hate to say it. If they are not willing to settle, don't sit there and let it just sit there, waiting to see if it will settle. Nah, just attack the debt. When you get to that part of the debt snowball. So that's what I would definitely recommend. And America, hear me clearly. Stop being lazy. Okay. And I get it. We're looking for a good deal. We're looking, how do we save money? And I totally understand. But oftentimes I hear a lot of people say this, man, it's in collections. I'm going to wait until they give me, a huge discount. Well, here's the thing. You're going to be waiting a long time. Okay. Bottom line. There are some collection agencies, especially on credit cards, they will actually work with you on them. But I don't want you waiting on them. When you get to that point in your debt snowball, you do what you got to do to get rid of it so you can get to the next debt. And the quicker you can get through your debt snowball, the quicker you are to financial freedom and peace. But don't wait, So, yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right, let's go now to Ned in Salt Lake City. Ned, how can we help?
Hi, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Doing today?
Great. What's going on?
I'm doing all right. Well, I've kind of got a interesting question.
About 8 years ago, I went through a pretty big life change. I was involved in a pretty bad work-related accident that left me legally blind, as well as pretty hard of hearing. Because of that, I had some good disability insurance, and so I've been on kind of a combination of insurance payments and Social Security disability for the last few years or so. About 2, maybe 3 years ago, I returned to work part-time in kind of a new career avenue as an adjunct instructor, an adjunct teacher, professor in chemistry,
Great.
Which was the subject I was trained in.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up being pretty good at it. And now I'm starting to get some offers, I guess, or some interest in doing it full time. And I don't know, I guess it's brought up kind of an interesting dilemma from me.
What's the dilemma?
The dilemma is that actually with the part-time work and the disability payments, I'm actually able to live bring in a fairly good income. And going to work full-time would mean having to leave behind the disability payments and possibly taking in less income.
Well, then this is really not a dilemma. This is you going, what do I really want to do with the rest of my professional life? I mean, this comes down to what do I really want to do? And then I've got to look at the numbers. And so I get what you mean by dilemma. Your brain's telling you to stay part-time because there's more money, and your heart's going, let's go full-time and teach. I actually like it. I'm really good. It's like the last call I took on this. It's a head and heart thing. They're arguing with each other, aren't they?
Oh, big time.
Yeah, what's your heart telling you? Tell everybody.
I don't know because my head's so loud right now.
Tell me that. Okay, let's go the easy route. I know what your heart's telling you. Your brain just told your heart not to tell. That's what just happened. Everybody knows it. What's your brain telling you, Ned?
My brain is telling me that my physical situation is also not guaranteed to stay stable.
That's fair.
May deteriorate.
Yeah.
May deteriorate to the point where I can't do it anymore.
Have the doctors told you that?
Yeah.
Okay, so wouldn't we go back on disability at that point?
From what I understand, it would be very difficult with the insurance company. I've tried to explore that, and trying to get a straight answer out of them is pretty much like trying to get blood out of a rock.
Yeah, I get it. Well, have you looked into what full-time chemistry professors are going to make?
I have.
So you use the word possibility, it would be less money. Is it truly less money, or is it about the same using your part-time adjunct professor money plus disability and Social Security? Is it truly apples to apples, or is it one's higher than the other?
It's less take-home. But I don't know. Part of me is also looking at it as kind of proves that that explosion didn't finish me off 8 years ago.
Do you feel that emotion, Ned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Do you know what that means? That your heart is telling you want to get back in the game. Your heart wants to go teach chemistry, but your heart really wants to say, hey, I overcame an unbelievable, devastating situation, and I'm back. Here's what I want you to do. Get multiple pieces of advice on the disability, talk to your doctors, but I think you follow your heart and you go full-time as a chemistry professor. Make some financial changes. Do whatever you got to do. I think your heart wants to get you back in the classroom. You can feel that right there. It's all over you, Ned, because you want to make a difference. I'm so proud of you. What a stud. Hey, I want to thank our producer, Ben Hill, our associate producer, Kelly Daniel, my colleague, Anthony O'Neill, most of all, you, America. This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey, it's Kelly, associate producer for The Ramsey Show. This episode is over, but if you heard about an event, product or service and didn't have a chance to write it down, don't worry. We list everything you've heard about during this episode in the podcast show notes section or head to theramseyshow.com. Thanks for listening.
This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio. This is The Ramsey Show. It's where America hangs out to have a conversation about life, money, working on purpose, relationships, mental, emotional health, just about being on purpose. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague Anthony O'Neill, and we are together to take your phone calls, 888-825-5225. It's your show, America. The phone call is free. 888-825-5225 is how you jump in. Let's start it off the shower with Randy in Cincinnati, Ohio. Randy, how can we help?
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're living the dream. What's going on with you?
All right, good. Living the dream myself. So my question is I plan on replacing my truck that I have now of 13 years, and is it wise to buy new if paying cash or to place with another used one? I've had it for 13 years, and I'm on a 2-year program of saving money to pay cash with the plans is to have approximately about $60,000 to spend to replace it.
Wow.
That's a great question, man.
Yeah. You have any other debt?
Actually, only our mortgage, thank you, Jesus.
There you go. Good for you.
So the question is this. I'm going to have $60,000 cash that I could spend on a vehicle, right?
That's a nice truck, by the way.
And you're going to get a new truck. Is this $60,000 on top of your 3 to 6 months, Randy? Or is this $60,000 that you have total in the bank?
So I'm actually...
We lost you.
And plans to have $60,000. So we already have 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, this is all towards your truck. You've been saving this outside of the baby steps. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Great.
Correct. So in March of 2022, I should have $60,000.
Great.
Cool. And what's your household income annually?
About $110,000.
Cool. So what we recommend here is that your vehicles should not add up to be more than 50% of your household income. Okay? The value of your car. So if you're making $110,000, this means that you should be right around a $55,000 car in your possession. So, and if you want to stretch it to 60 because you're paying cash for it, I'm cool with that. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, no. But if you come to me and say, yeah, I want to buy a $100,000 car cash and I make $100,000 a year. No. And then the only yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No. So is it wise to buy new or should I stick with buying used? So my wife thinks it's a bad idea to buy a new vehicle.
Listen, man, here's the thing. The value of the car is the main thing. I would suggest used only so this way someone else eat up the depreciation. Yeah. But if you find a car that's brand new, you're going to pay cash for it. I mean, that's on you. As long as you know, you're going to lose some money as soon as you pull off the lot. Okay. But the key thing here is you're paying cash. You're not using your emergency fund. And the car's value is not anything more than your salary. So you can choose. If I was in your shoes, especially with my net worth being below $1 million, I'm going with a used vehicle.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. Yeah. And there's not much difference between the brand new one and maybe the one that's a year old or even 2 years
exactly.
old. It's fantastic. I love
Still
the
up underneath the warranty and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go to Dayton, Ohio now, where we join Kristen. Kristen, how can we help?
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call. How are you guys?
We are having a blast. What's going on with you?
Good. I had a question about a Parent Plus loan. I know, we need to pay off our loans, like student loans, so I'm on baby step 2. And I was just curious, do I need to pay off my mom's loan that she took out for me? Because I know the Bible says, honor your parents. So that's always kind of in the back of my mind. But she's also in, addiction. So she doesn't really have her life together. I've been trying to locate the loans, but I can't seem to find like the mail for it. So yeah.
So let me get this straight. Your name is not on the Parent Plus loan, correct?
I don't think so, no,
Cool.
because she took it out for me.
Okay. And you are currently in debt and you're paying off your debt right now, correct?
Correct, yes.
Cool. So what I would do if I was you is I'm going to pay off all my debt, babysit number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to stack up my 3 to 6 months of expenses. Once I cover that, I'm going to have a conversation with my mom and dad and be like, hey, Mom and Dad, I'm in a great place financially. I want to help. And I would love to help pay back those student loans. Right now, those Parent Plus loans are not your obligation. I would focus on the things that you're obligated with. Get yourself on a solid foundation you can stand on. Once you get in a solid foundation, if you still have that conviction of helping your mom, then yes, go help your mom. But right now, that's her responsibility because she decided to do that. She decided to do that to help you. So I think you honor your mom and your parents by getting solid and then come back and ask them if they would like your help.
Yeah. Kristen, let me ask you this. She's dealing with addiction and her life's a mess right now. And so that's why you're having a hard time just hunting down any of the paperwork or anything on that loan she took out for you. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, that's correct.
AO's absolutely right. I'm not adding anything to what he said, but when you get to that point, I think I'm hearing this in your voice. You're concerned. You don't want to give her money to pay off the loan because you're afraid what she's going to do with the money.
You could say that, yeah. But she's just such a sweetheart. Like, she's the nicest person ever. She just needs help.
No, I get it. But what I'm saying is with everything AO said is absolutely right. And because you're worried about that, and you should be, here's the deal. Once you get to that point, hopefully you'll be able to get all the paperwork and get directly to the loan. You can pay that, but don't give her the money. You find a way. You can get on the phone with them, whatever. There's a way to do that. And I would just not give her the money to pay it off. I would find a way for you to pay it off directly.
Okay.
Makes sense? Because you don't want to contribute to anything. And she's not healthy.
Agreed.
And I know she's a sweetheart. And by the way, it rubbed off on you. You got a heart of gold too. Mm-hmm. But the point is that you find a way to pay it off directly and not give her the money. That way it eliminates any temptation. And you do what you want to do, but you can't control that other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Good for you. Good for you. What a sweet, sweet gal she is.
Hear it in her heart, man.
Yeah. Yeah, she's great. You want to be careful there with family members in that situation like that. Never, ever, ever give them money and then assume or trust that they're going to do the thing. If you want to pay it off,
go pay it off.
You go do it. You figure out how to do it. And it just takes that, not just the temptation out for the mother in this situation, but also if she were to do that, give the mom the money, the mom not use it for the proper use and do something that's, obviously leading her to her addiction.
Agreed.
There's more guilt and shame on the daughter.
Yes, sir.
And boy, you don't want to live with that. So tough situation, Kristen. You're awesome. You're doing great things. We'll be praying that your mom gets healthy. Great stuff. Anthony O'Neill, Ken Coleman with you. This is The Ramsey Show.
What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices, and they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings.
The Ramsey Show, and we're here for you, America. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague Anthony O'Neill, as we take your calls about life, work, money, relationships, mental health. Hey, we got AO on the desk today, so if you're single and you got some money questions about relationships, he's the expert on that. I always love those calls. I try to get him in here because it's so fascinatingly fun for me.
We need some more single questions.
Questions.
These married questions
they bore him.
Yeah,
and
they really
scare him too.
They really do scare me. Makes me want to stay single, some of these questions.
Oh, it's always fun. 888-825-5225 is the number. 888-825-5225. Let's go to San Jose, California, where Christy is on the line. Christy, how can we help?
Hey there. Thank you for taking my call, and I will definitely send my single son to talk to you. Okay?
Oh, there you go.
Send him my way. I'll take good care.
Well, my question is, I learned all how not to handle money from my father all these years. That I just started listening to the Ramsey Show about 10 months ago, and in the interim here, I sold my business, and then an investment came in that we had, and that came in, and after IRS and the state has taken its big cut, I still have about $1.2 million left over, and the only debt I have is a mortgage of $360,000. But part of me really wants to take that money and help my kids get a house here in California because it's so darned expensive. So that's where I'm at. I don't know whether I want to take that money and pay part of the, loan off, or kind of hang on to it so it's cash flow to be able to help my kids get into a house.
So we have $1.2 million cash left over from your investments, correct?
Correct.
And then you have $360,000 left on your mortgage.
That's it. Yeah.
No other debt anywhere.
No cars, no
other debt. No other debt anywhere. That mortgage was actually we took out that mortgage to buy a rental property for my son to live in. A lot of long story on that, and we're getting enough income on that to pay the mortgage. So the mortgage is being paid for. So there's nothing out of our pocket really.
What's in your retirement?
Mortgage, but it is sitting in.
What's in your retirement? How much do you have in your retirement right now?
My husband and I have about 1.8 in our 401k, and then we have another mutual fund of about $700,000, and then a couple of other things here and there that are about $400,000.
That's fantastic.
So you're looking at about like $2.5 million in investments, okay? And then you have $840,000 left after you pay off your mortgage. So this is what I'm doing. I'm paying off my mortgage. I'm going to jump on the phone with a SmartVestor Pro. Just make sure everything is solid as far as in, I will let it see maybe get to about like $3 million. So that way you can live off the interest of that, when you all are actually all settled. $300 million could produce you, a good amount of income a year that you all can live off of debt free. And I kind of like the fact of sowing a seed into your children. I really do. This is why we vouch for the things that we do. We want you to get out of debt, have a fully funded emergency fund, invest, and be everyday millionaires so that on Baby Step number 7, you can be generous and give and build wealth. And so I'm paying off my mortgage. Okay, with that $1.2 million, that's going to leave me with about $840,000. I'm going to sit down with my kids and we're going to have a conversation. And you know what? I'm not just going to give them the money, Ken. I'm going to sit down and tell them like, hey, you're going to get this money, but I want to have an understanding that, hey, these are some of the things I want you all to do. I want you to make good and wise decisions with your money. I want you to pay off your debt. I want you to do this. Give them something. Just don't hand them the money. Tell them like, hey, I'm going to sow into you. We are going to sow into you, but I have expectations with this gift. And I'm not going to bring it back. I'm not going to take it back if you don't do it, but set them up to win long term. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I can tell you that 2 out of the 3 kids are totally debt free. My youngest son already paid off his loans.
Yeah.
So basically our thought process is we would go in on the house with him, like as co-borrowers, and then eventually just sign it over to him.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Give them the money and let them be young adults.
Is this the same kid that's living in the rental right now?
No, that's the third one.
Yeah, and you know what? I heard some emotion in your voice. I'm not going to make you tell us all what it is, but it sounded like that. You said it was a long story, and I feel like there's something going on there that you may not be 100% sure about how to give them this money. Correct? You got 3 kids. If Anthony's right, you got $840 left over. How much were you thinking of giving each of the 3 kids?
Well, I was going to probably help the other two.
Oh, the other 2.
The one that's the other 2. The one that's living in the rental. I bought that house so that I knew as a mother he would always have a place to live. That's why we bought that one.
Yeah. Is he paying you rent?
Because absolutely.
Okay, good.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so you're going to pay that off, and so you're going to have no debt because AO told you what to do, and that's beautiful. That's a great asset for you guys. But I don't like the idea that it's always a place for him to land. I like that he's paying you rent, but I think at some point he needs to put his big boy pants on. I'm just going to tell you that as a dad. But the other 2, how much are you going to give the other 2?
Well, I was thinking about $350. Yeah.
All right, so let's round it down. We will round it. Okay, $350 each. That's $700. So you still have $140 left. Yeah, I would think through all that. I like the idea of sitting down with one of our Smart Investor pros. You guys, by the way, congratulations. You guys are in fantastic position.
Absolutely.
And I'm with AO. As a parent, I would love nothing more than to be able to do something like this for my kids. I think it's great. But
when
I would just
I'm
think
alive. That's my whole thing. I want to see it when I'm alive. You know.
Yeah, I think it's great.
These kids will get it someday when I'm not alive.
Oh yeah.
But I like seeing smiles on their faces when I can do it.
I think it's great, Christy. But I would be wise about it, and I would think through it.
Yeah.
And I would also think through relationally. You know, you got the one kid, you've already done a favor for him, but if you give the other 2 money, you don't give him. I mean, I just think through it as a parent. This is a complex thing when you got 3 kids and you're giving out big cash things. But I think AO's advice was great. Put some strings on it that are related to morality and other things like that are value driven. But yeah, nice touch here to do this. And again, AO,
that's a good position, man.
They're in phenomenal position. The $1.8 million in the 401k, $700,000 and another $400,000, so 1.1. So they're right at that $3 million mark, as you said.
Absolutely. And you know what, Ken? Here's the thing. When I think of baby step number 7, I get excited. You know, one of the goals that I have for me and my wife, whenever I do get married and we have kids, is that I'm going to make my kids sign an agreement that they will never tack on debt. They will never have debt. And if so, I will give them, $250,000 minimum, hopefully more by that time, depending on my financial situation, to go towards their house when they get married. That's their gift. But the agreement is that they will stay away from debt, never borrow money. And I'm looking forward to that because I work hard and I get to babysit number 7 to be generous. And the most person that I really want to be generous to is number 1, Kingdom, my local church, 2, my kids, and then 3, my community. And so I think what she's doing is phenomenal. But I just think use this time to be a blessing and then also use this time to be educational towards your kids.
Yeah. I love hearing the mother's heart there. You could hear the emotion. They've worked hard, she and her husband. They've done a great job. They've been very responsible. And on top of this, what the advice you gave her, they're going to be able to give cash away and they're paying off another investment.
Exactly.
Very easily. So
and still have some to go actually enjoy.
Oh yeah, absolutely right. But that is a beautiful thing. There's nothing more exciting.
Yeah.
For a parent than making their kids smile. And as an adult, I love that you brought this up. One of the other benefits of these baby steps is to get out there as parents and to get into that baby step 6 and 7 and be able to do things for your adult kids too.
Yes.
Yes. Because you never stop being a mom. Yep. You never stop being a dad, no matter how old you are or how old your kids are. And that is just one other incredible benefit. It's not just to give away to others, but to give to your family.
Right.
I love it. Really good stuff. We got to get you married, man.
Ooh.
We got to get you married. So you got some little ones and you doing all this.
Let's go. Hurry up.
Yeah, see, he gets nervous. He gets real nervous when I wish all that on him. Fun stuff. Hey, don't move. More Ramsey Show coming right up.
Hey, Hey, folks, I got a great option to help you pay for your education. The Army National Guard. The Army National Guard believes you are the next greatest generation because you have proven that even in adversity, that you have what it takes to succeed. That's why they offer benefits like tuition assistance, career training, and a paycheck to help you avoid debt. No matter what your goals are, the Army National Guard can help you get there. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Anthony O'Neill, and we're taking your questions. 888-825-5225, 888-825-5225. Our Blinds.com question of the day is coming to you shortly, but first we want to make sure that you know that Blinds.com is giving you 100% satisfaction guarantee. And that means even if you mismeasure or pick the wrong color, which I did this once, I mismeasured the blinds, they helped me out.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because I'm a disaster in this area. And they'll remake your blinds for free. You get free samples, free shipping, and with the new promos they run every month, you'll save even more. Use the promo code Ramsey to get the best deal. Today's question comes from Noah in Utah. He writes in, I'm 23 years old and recently married. I work full-time in retail, making $36,000 a year. This is the highest I've ever been paid. I like the wage, but I'm planning on getting my bachelor's in biology to eventually become a dentist. I've been interviewing for dental assistant positions to get into my career field, but they're starting out at $30,000 a year. Is it smart to leave the job that gives me $6,000 more per year? My wife's annual salary is $30,000. In this situation, this is not a money decision only. If you can absorb the $6,000 decrease to get into the field and you feel like being a dental assistant is going to make you a better dentist, then I say do it. However, you got to get the qualification to be a dentist. That's a much more intense thing. I don't know that being a dental assistant makes you a better dentist. I don't know that it, opens up positions for you as much as you would think. So this one here is a clarify and verify piece of advice. What I mean by that is I talked to some dentists in the area. You're already looking at applying. I'd say, hey, is this a good move for me professionally? How much more qualified does this make me? How much more attractive of a candidate as a dentist does this make me if I can say I've got this experience as a dental assistant? I'd want to get minimum 3 or 4 opinions from other dentists on that before I would decide to make this move and then take the $6,000 pay cut. So I want to know a lot more. That's how you figure that out. I clarify, is this really going to be a good move for me professionally? Because on the surface, it's not financially right now, but I'm okay with that. If the professional benefits outweigh the financial deficit. That's how you always look at that, AO.
I love it, man.
Yeah. 888-825-5225 is the number. Let's go to Fort Morgan, Colorado. Alexa is on the line. Alexa, how can we help?
Hi, guys. Thank you for taking my call.
You bet. What's up?
So, first of all, AO, I apologize. It's a marriage question again.
He needs to learn this anyway, Alexa. He can handle it.
So, I'm a fairly new listener. I have been listening a lot to all of your guys' shows, and I love doing different. I love being different. And so hearing you guys talk about all of the baby steps and how, oh man, it just makes me dream. I have 3 kiddos. I am married. And so the issue here is that I've mentioned, Financial Peace University and the baby steps to my husband, and he is not quite on board. I'm a little frustrated because I really want to make it happen. Obviously, I can't force him. So I wanted to know your advice on that.
Why is he not on board?
I don't know. He's a little stubborn.
I mean, your husband. Why is he not on board? He doesn't want to pay off his debt. He doesn't want the responsibility. Like, what's the reason?
I think he's really used to being kind of inside the box kind of thing, like he's not very go out of my comfort zone kind of thing. And we don't have an emergency fund right now. We just bought a house at the end of last year. And he wants to go buy a new car. Obviously financed, not cash or anything like that. And so I'm just kind of like, it doesn't make sense to me, but it makes complete sense to him. And he doesn't, he's not very open to new ideas, I guess. I've thought about possibly trying to do some of it on my own and kind of showing him how it works, or, I don't know, paying off some of our debt if I do a budget on my own, and maybe then he'd be more open to it, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know if that's a smart move.
I don't think a married couple, it is. It's not a smart move to have two different budgets in the house. It's not a smart move to be on two different pages as a couple. And again, I think this is where I step out and let Ken speak in from a married perspective. But there's no way in the world Anthony O'Neill will be married to a woman and we cannot come to an understanding together. If that ever comes, then we're going to counseling, because the only way we can move forward as a couple is if we are together. It makes no sense for me to be running forward and she's still back there. It's going to cause even more issues, in my opinion, within my house, within a marriage. So I think right now we got to figure out, the money ain't the problem. Getting out of debt ain't the problem. I think the biggest problem is getting you two on the same page, period, about the marriage is the first step.
Yeah, let's be honest, Alexa, he doesn't have he doesn't like to get outside the box. No, he doesn't want to be a grown-up.
Ooh. He
wants all the toys. He doesn't want to sacrifice. He just wants to kind of keep going along. I'm guessing you guys make pretty good money. What's the household income again?
We're at about $90,000.
$90,000. And how much of that do you make?
It's pretty close down the middle. I think mine is 48.
Yeah, I think you have got to sit down with him, and he's got to see that emotion on you. You were emotional, and I get it, because you feel as though your hands are tied. You're really reaching emotional desperation at this point, and I understand why, because you see where this is going, and you don't want this, and you feel like he's not even giving it a shot. So this again is a marriage situation. And I do think a professional counselor who is objective needs to sit with both of you, and he needs to see that emotion. He needs to know why you're emotional and what the future looks like in your mind. And he needs to confront all this, because this is a marriage, and it is not on you to try to budget your way and budget him into change. He's got to understand, my wife is serious. And so you guys need to have that conversation that you can't live this way. You're not going to live this way. And he needs to understand why and how it affects everybody. And I just think a professional counselor, a relationship counselor, or a pastor who has the gift of counseling needs to sit you down together, and we got to get this talked out. Because as A.O. said, this isn't really a money issue. You guys make $90,000. You can go make more. You can pay this off. You understand the baby steps. It's not a plan problem. This is, we're not on the same page, and he doesn't get it yet. Maybe you've told him, but I don't think he gets it. Has he seen or heard this emotion from you?
Not recently, no.
Mm-hmm. I just don't think he gets how big of a deal this is to you. And this isn't you making demands and threatening him. I'm saying you got to go, I don't want to live this way. Here's why I don't want to live this way. It's killing me. Can I explain why? Will you hear me? A husband's responsibility is to hear his wife, to see her.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's seen or heard everything. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it in your home, then you need to say, hey, we need to go to counseling, and here's why I'm asking you to do it. I've already paid for it. I'm asking you not to go buy a car until we can get on the same page. I'm asking you to stop accumulating more debt until we can get on the same page. He's got to know, A.O. This isn't fun, but it's got to happen.
Yeah.
And then we find out how committed he is to the marriage, how committed he is to her. I'm so sorry, Alexa, that you're dealing with this, but this is worth fighting for. Fight the right way. Getting a professional to help is going to be the way to go. This is The Ramsey Show. Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague Anthony O'Neill. Thrilled to have you with us. 888-825-5225 is the number. Our scripture of the day, Ephesians 6:10-11. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Our quote of the day from John A. Shedd. A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. Let's go to Cincinnati, Ohio, where Karen joins us. Karen, how can we help?
Hey, I am very thankful to get to talk to you guys. I talked to Anthony a few weeks ago, and he suggested I talk to you, Ken, about how to increase my income to be able to pay off my student loans, but I don't want to have to work myself to death to do it.
Okay. All right. I like this conversation. So do we have any ideas of what you want to be doing, the type of work, maybe the career field?
I'm in IT right now, and I've been doing that since 1999, and I do love it.
Good.
So I'm happy with what I do, but my ideal job would be something working with animals, but I don't want to have to go back to school.
No,
again.
I get that.
I'm 54 years old,
No, you're 54 years young. Let's be very clear about that.
That's right. I agree.
Yeah, you bet. So how much do you make right now, Karen? What's your income?
A little under $39,000.
Okay. And what do you do in IT? What kind of work? What are you qualified for? If I were to look your resume up, what would I basically come away with? What kind of IT work?
Do a lot of support, do some network cabling, that kind of stuff. So.
Okay. Well, I got great news for you. You should be making, with the amount of experience you have in IT, and then I think there's some certifications ahead in your future that don't cost that much. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But you could be making $75,000 to $100,000 very soon if you got very intentional. And this has nothing to do with working 60 hours, 70 hours, 80 hours a week. This is just a function of you getting qualified to do more technology work than you do. You're essentially a help desk, somebody that kind of does a lot of that right now, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. You've been in the tech world a long time. What kind of tech work, if you knew that you would be successful at it and you got the qualification done, what kind of tech work would you want to do?
I really like the security side of things. That really interests me a lot.
Listen, cybersecurity, Karen, is exploding. It's one of the fastest growing fields, period, not just in technology.
And the income is up there, too,
Income is fantastic. You can make six figures within a couple years of getting in it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not right away, but Karen, you do realize that that's just a function of getting qualified, and it does not mean you have to go back to college. Are you aware of that?
No.
Okay, great. So let me tell you about Bethel Tech, because here's what I want you to do. In just a moment, I'm going to put you on hold. And Karen, if you don't call Bethel Tech and tell them that Ken Coleman told you to call them, I'm going to be very upset at you.
Uh-oh.
Because
I just wrote their name down.
Perfect.
So.
Here's the website, betheltech.net. Okay? Now, I partner with them on the Ken Coleman Show. I endorse them. You know why I endorse them, Karen?
Why?
Because they have a 9-month program.
What?
9 months, and you can do it online. And you ready for this? If you're a Ken Coleman Show or Ramsey Show listener, because I'm telling everybody else about it too, you cash flow your way through it. They give you a bigger discount. It's going to be less than $15,000. They'll give you a cash option. You can cash flow monthly through their 9-month program, and they have an 80% placement rate, Karen, in technology positions, including cybersecurity, development, all types of Ruby on Rails, all this stuff I don't even understand, okay? And you can start at $75,000. Within a couple years, you're making 6 figures. There's your answer. Now, here's the deal. There are other people out there. So I want to make sure people understand this isn't just somebody that I'm endorsing. They really are doing this. They're already getting results for Ken Coleman Show listeners. So go to the website, betheltech.net, call them, say, I talked to Ken Coleman. I want to know how this works. Teach me more. Tell me more. You poke, you prod, you ask all the questions. And at the end of the day, if you feel really good about them, then I want you to consider doing that. You can save up for it. You don't have to have it right away, but it's such an affordable option, and they're going to help you with placement. That's why I like them. You want to get qualified, whether it's Bethel Tech or somebody else. You want to get qualified with a legitimate organization that can get you the skills and also help you with placement. Because a lot of these companies are looking for newly qualified tech talent. And here's what's great about this. I want everybody else to understand this besides Karen. Every industry is now a tech industry. Mm-hmm. You think about the ministry world, the nonprofit world, healthcare, just straight up business. Everybody's got tech positions. So, Karen, with your existing experience and your talent, this is a no-brainer for you. So, to answer your question, you need to get qualified. And you need to figure out who to best qualify you to do cybersecurity. And it's not a 4-year degree. It's not. You may have to pay. You have to pay your dues a little bit. You may have to get in an entry level, but I got good news for you. You're going to make more in entry level than you are now doing help desk.
Yeah.
So that's how you make more money
great.
and not work yourself to death because you're 54 years young.
Right.
There you go. Yeah. Karen, I'm putting you on hold.
Go out and enjoy my kayak.
Come on.
There we go.
Karen,
yes.
You could go buy a nice kayak, make it 75 or more. Come on now. Call Bethel Tech. Go to betheltech.net. Talk to them. Anybody else is thinking about this. By the way, AO, for kids and parents, I want to bring this up for a second. There's some really talented kids that just naturally gifted in technology. Mm-hmm. And they may not want to go to school. Mm-hmm. The entry into the real world is possible. And it doesn't require a 4-year degree to get into technology. So you got some kids that could go right into what I would call trade school.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, technology is a trade, just like electrician or plumber or anything else. And so that's why I'm really, that's why I partner with organizations like Bethel Tech, because it's like you need to know that as a parent, hey, if my kid is kind of wanting to get into technology but don't want to college, that's not a bad thing.
Right.
They can get and make some really, really good money, and the sky is the limit, especially when you think of the field of cybersecurity, where that's really what it's all going to come boiling down to.
Yes. I love it, man.
Really interesting
good.
stuff.
I like that. I never heard of that school. Thanks for educating us on that.
Yeah. I mean, hey, and by the way, they're just an example.
Yeah.
There's other fields, other technology schools as well. Do your homework. Can they help me get qualified to do the work that I want to do? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. All right. AO, we got a question here.
What's the question?
From Amber on YouTube. AO, by the way, The Table with Anthony O'Neill, crazy popular on YouTube. And the guy's also blowing it up on Instagram. 2 great places to get video content for you youngsters, you parents out there. He knows how to talk in ways that people go, hey, I get that. That makes sense. That doesn't sound like some money expert. So check him out on YouTube, The Table with Anthony O'Neill. So here's a question. Amber says, we're on baby step 2, and we make $88,000 a year. Mm-hmm. I still owe $117,000 on my home, and I've got $103,000 student loan. I want to continue my education, but it's going to cost me $30,000
cash flow
to finish my degree as an advanced registered nurse. Can you tell me the steps to take to do this?
Yeah, man. Here's the very first thing: cash flow it. I mean, don't worry about paying off your student loans. Don't worry about your mortgage payment. I would literally go to MyScholly. MyScholly.com. They're going to ask you to fill out a nice long application, and the application is simply to see what all you qualify for as a single parent, or maybe you there's a lot of different things that you qualify for. And every Monday they're going to send you out an update of scholarships that you actually qualify for. So get the scholarships, get the grants, and cash flow the rest of your schooling. Now, if I was you, I would call in and talk to Ken Coleman and see if you actually need to go back to school to get into your particular field. But if you and Ken agree that you need to go back to school to get this particular field and to get into this particular field, MyScholar.com will help you get the grants and the scholarships that you need. You're making good money to where you should be able to as well help pay cash for it. Then once you get out of college, then we're going to attack the student loan debt and get on to the actual baby steps, which is pay off all your debt using a debt snowball, then get 3 to 6 months of income.
Yep. And by the way, while we're on this topic, Debt-Free Degree, #1 best-selling book from Anthony O'Neill that is just chock full of a practical plan and all kinds of tips to be able to pay for that education you need and not go into debt. You can cash flow it. So I love it. The Cash Flow King on education. He is Anthony O'Neill. Great being with you, friend.
Thank you.
Hey, I want to thank our producer, Ben Hill, our associate producer and call screener, Kelly Daniel. But most of all, you, America. Thank you for listening. This is The Ramsey Show.
Have a friend or family member that needs a daily dose of Ramsey advice in their life? Let them know about the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast. It's a quick hit of advice about life and money in under 10 minutes. Check out the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.